Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Ace Podcast Nation. My name's Pan, aka the Greek League. Tonight we're going to look forward to the up-and-coming Nations League B match between Wales and Turkey on Friday. Craig Bellamy's first game officially as Wales manager. New era. Obviously, Welsh fans looking forward to seeing what the side's going to be and how he's going to set up. And some exciting youngsters on the horizon as well. So we're going to look forward to the squad that he picked for these games coming up, new players coming in, and who we think he could pick for the game on Friday, and also look at predictions for the games as well. So yeah, the squad was 24 was picked originally. Players like Ruben Colwell were left out, which was a bit of a surprise to me. I thought that, when you look at some of the strikers like Ravi Matondo, really hasn't been playing well for Rangers. Yes, he scored a couple of goals, but you ask most Rangers fans and they'll say he's a very average player, very inconsistent, has a lot of pace, but isn't consistent really. And at 25, most of their fans were looking for him to go really, but he is still there. And obviously Craig Bellamy's a big fan of his. And then you've got Liam Cullen as well, who's a decent striker, but not someone I would rate, to be honest with you, in the Wales squad as such. So Ruben Colwell for me was a shock when he was excluded. Obviously transpired that Dan James got an injury, which meant that Ruben Colwell came in. David Brooks is recovering from an injury. He would always be in the first team squad. And then obviously later on, Cullen has also got a slight injury, so he stayed with the squad, but in a step Charlie Crew of Leeds. So let's have a look at the squad in terms of who we think is going to play. Goalkeeper wise, Danny Ward is at the moment number 1. He's currently number 3 at Leicester. He's been at Leicester for 9 years and been mainly second fiddle in that time. Paid a huge salary, about 40,000 a week. He's in the last year of his contract and really disappointed that, he hasn't gone out on loan. I'm really surprised about it. I mean, it's kind of like saying, am I motivated? Do I really want to go out? I mean, there's a number of factors in going out on loan. Will the other club pay, a loan fee or some of his salary? But I think, bearing in mind he is third choice, and he only played the other game against Tranmere recently in the cup because the second choice keeper was injured, but I would have thought originally start the season he was third choice keeper. He would have demanded a loan, even if it meant, Leicester surely would have said you can go if someone paid even 20% of his salary. So that's really disappointing. I'm really pleased in a way that Craig Bellamy has brought in Carl Darlow. Some Welsh fans obviously weren't happy with Carl Darlow being selected because at age 21 he was selected for the Wales squad and he declined. Qualified in the grandparent rule. So obviously Craig knows him from Newcastle United days. He's now second fiddle at Leeds United. Did go out on loan, to be fair to him, when he was at Newcastle. Played nearly 100 games for them. Fairly decent keeper, 32, 33, still fairly young. Can he challenge Danny Ward? It would be interesting. Would he pick him in the first game? All these kind of questions will come up. But maybe he would go for Danny Ward in this opening game against Turkey. Then you're looking at right back with Connor Roberts being the mainstay right back. Disappointed with Roberts' form over the last 4 years for Wales. Yes, he had a good game against Poland, but really hasn't performed. He was awful in Qatar. Plays well as a championship player, but I think that's his level. But mainly because he hasn't had competition in that position for Wales. I just think he's gone off the ball the last few years. So I would like to see myself, Nico, given the chance to play right-sided, and then young Owen Beck, nephew of Ian Rush, play the left wing-back role. But again, I think Craig Bellamy will go with Connor Roberts and Nico as the attacking fullbacks. Okay, the back three. Page has always played a back three central defenders. Roden and Davis are normally guaranteed, and Meffam would be expected to play as well. But obviously Ampadu has also played in that defensive wall. Interesting again, see what Craig Bellamy does. Does he keep that kind of formation? I think he will. And I think he'll play Ampadu and Jordan James in a more forward position in front of those central defenders. Then obviously Aaron Ramsey is international captain, so obviously he will probably start this match. I don't see Ramsey lasting the whole campaign, to be honest with you. I think Ramsey obviously has achieved everything he can for Wales. He's achieved so many things as a player as well. I think it's credit to him that he wants to continue playing, but I feel really moving forward, it's more of an off-field capacity that Ramsey offers Wales instead of actually on the field. Then I think Johnson will probably play, although he has been in and out of the Spurs side. Not really done it for Wales, in my view, of the last couple of years. I think Brooksy would be in front of Johnson if he was fit. Dan James being out, obviously, Sobra Thomas is at Nice, played in their first couple of games in the French First Division. So his confidence is quite high. He might get a game instead of Rabi Matonda, although Bellamys really likes him. And then up front, I think he'll probably go Kiefer Moore, although, again, he might switch and put Johnson as 9. Personally, I would like to see Mark Harris have a go. Scored 3 or 4 goals already this season, also already a cracker from 30 yards out for Oxford United in the Championship. He's obviously the informed striker for Wales. I think his movements and some of his goals, are different to what we normally get from, say, a Kiefer Moore. So he offers something different for us. So it would be really good to see him get some game time, but maybe he'll get game time in the next game against Montenegro. As regards to the formations, a lot of fans have talked about what Craig Bellamy do. He likes to play a fast-paced game with the wingers. I think it's more about shapes. He talks a lot about shapes in his interviews, which is really kind of Guardiola-esque in terms of all players moving around depending on where the ball is at a certain time. For example, Nico would probably play as the cover defender on a counter-attack, as he's one of the fastest players in the team. And it's really about players moving around the pitch with a bit of fluidity and flexibility as and when, depending on where the ball is. So there's got to be a lot of discipline involved, got a really good teamwork as well for that to work effectively. So I think it'll be interesting to see, because I think Craig Bellamy's side will be a bit more fluid, faster, and more exciting, hopefully, and not as predictable as Robert Page's side. Turkey are obviously a fantastic team, got to the quarterfinals of the European Championships in Germany, only losing 2-1 to the Netherlands. They've got the star player in Gula of Real Madrid, probably one of the top 5-10 midfielders in world football. Yilmaz is there. They've got some hugely talented players play in the top leagues in Italy, etc. So it's not going to be easy. I mean, in our 2 games against Turkey at home, last 2 games we played them, we drew. As I said, 4 wins overall of 9 games, 3 defeats, 2 draws. Expecting a crowd of 25,000 plus at the Cardiff City Stadium, so the Red Wall fans will be there to support Craig Bellamy in his first game. I think myself, it would be a good result for Wales to get a draw. I think it's a good foundation to build on in this tournament. Obviously, we really want to do well, because if we win this Nations League B, we got to the top league as we did the previous season, and also that'll help us in future seedings for tournaments, and that's really important. So really excited to see what happens on Friday. It'd be great to hear your thoughts, guys, what you think of the squad. Do you think there'll be any surprises? Me, personally, I think Lewis Koumas could be the surprise package in Craig Bellamy's team. He's playing fantastically well for Stoke City. He's scored a couple of goals and assists already. He's an outstanding player. Obviously, he's on Liverpool's books. Son of the famous Jason Koumas, who played for Wales and Cardiff City. Hugely talented lad, and I think he will be the star player for Wales within the next year or so. So, yeah, exciting times with a few young players that Craig Bellamy has got around him, and let's hope we get off to a good start.